I've tried to make this video too many times now. Too many times, right? First off, first two times just didn't work out right. I was kind of a mess when talking about what I was talking about the radio abilities. Next two times, my microphone just sounded awful. Okay, hopefully it sounds better this time because I cannot be bothered to. I need to stop touching my microphone because it's going to sound awful. I cannot be bothered to try again. Oh, I don't know where to put my microphone. It's such an awkward. It's so awkward. Anyways, rage abilities. I hate them. I made a video back when rage abilities were first announced, and I already got the vibe of what they were going for. They are awful, and in my opinion, they are detrimental to so many killers, and kind of just, they're not fun. They're really not. They're really not fun. I hate the idea of them, and my main personal issue with them is the fact that they take away from a lot of the focus what killers actually need. What do I mean by this? Well, it's kind of simple, to be honest. A lot of killers need actual fixing with their kit, and Apostate and Showstopper are two big examples of this. Their kits kind of needed changing. Showstopper's mirror is kind of fundamentally flawed due to the fact that vaults are actually the only way for a survivor to escape, so adding something to a vault which makes them the entire power, that's kind of inherently strong, right? Especially seeing as stamina is just so much worse, so you can't really get to other places as fast. Yeah, and then the Apostate just has so many issues with her that I actually couldn't name them all. You have to trust me though. Anyways, what happened with Showstopper and the Apostate is not anything to do with the kit, it's just the fact that they got a rage ability. The rage abilities wound up being the only thing they were focused on when making these two killers and transporting them into the remastered. Nothing else about them have changed. Actually, no, the Apostate has been nerfed and the Showstopper kind of got buffed, but like, nothing changed. Nothing changed what needed to be changed. And that kind of just is my point. The killers aren't getting what they need. We want the game, like, they're talking about, oh, killers have been so bad in Daybreak 2 and Daybreak 1. Let's just add a band-aid fix. And it's just like, what the fuck? You want to make them stronger, and yet you don't actually do anything that substantial. And yeah, rage abilities could be, right? They're big, right? But like, it's only big for a few killers. I think there's only like a couple examples of killers who actually like fundamentally needed these changes, needed these rage abilities, and Surgeon is one. Except they have done a terrible job at balancing him, and I don't really want to talk about him because I've already talked about him like 10 million times, and I can't really be bothered to talk about him. Moral of the story, he was a shell of character. Now he actually has something going for him. Rage abilities have just had a massive focus on them, and all of that focus and all you can come up with is either a slowdown or a speed up. When I say I want killers reworked, I mean I want killers reworked. The idol got a rework, and I think the idol's rework could have been really fantastic. It could have been really good. They had the idea, they had the thought process what idol needed to be a better killer. He needed to be harder. But they didn't do what they actually needed to do. Why? Again, every single time. Sorry. My issue with the idol is his obsession, and it's also my issue with the Apostate as well, in a sense. Their stacks are permanent, right? Not stacks. Their effects are permanent. You can never get rid of them as a survivor, unless you get downed, but is that really a fun mechanic? No. So having this thing which you can never get rid of, which is actually a pretty sizable debuff, kind of just makes the whole game slower. And why do we want that? The issue with it for being Apostate is the fact that it could have been a really big part of her kit, and they clearly want it to be a big part of her kit, but they don't change it in a way what it needs to be changed. What do I mean? Well, for starters, very simple thing what needs to be changing when it comes to Apostate's stacks is there needs to be a way to remove them. Survivors need a way to be able to get rid of them, and in turn for getting rid of them, there needs to be a way, they need to make it so her stat gain is also faster. But they're never going to do that. They're never going to change a killer in a way which actually makes them enjoyable to play with and play against. Why would you play a killer like Apostate who has the tiniest bit of anti-loop when you could play any other anti-loop killer? You could play the false goddess, who has such a similar vibe, a god type of vibe, an angel. Why? You could play the false goddess instead of the apostate, and she'd be so much better. She'd be so much more fun. You'd actually enjoy playing her, and you'd actually, like, she'd actually feel like a character who actually, like, played. Damn, okay, so what? Why would you play these killers when you can just play a killer which does the exact same thing, but better? Which is another point I want to talk about. What I want to talk about. There are 9, 10, arguably, there's 10. There's arguably 12-ish, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. There's like 10 characters who have the exact same gameplay loop. Do you want me to go through them? It's ranged slow, right? That's what I'm trying to get. The Knight Countess, arguably the Showstopper, the People's Hero, the Surgeon, arguably Star Eater, False Goddess, Possessed, Hacker, arguably Idol, Unforgotten, and honestly, actually Apostate, isn't it? I mean, it's not good, right? But like, you get what I mean? And the Warden, actually. All these killers, and like, we've only got 36 killers in the game, and then there's such a concentrated amount of killers doing the exact same thing. 36 killers in the game, and you're telling me you can't think of anything different. You can't think of anything more interesting. You can't think of anything else. All you can think of is range slow. Yeah, let's just add another range slow killer, because that is fun. That's what everyone is asking for. Are you asking for it? I'm asking for it. Are you asking for it? I am asking for it. Did I mention Kaya? Kaya is one, if I didn't mention him. All these killers doing the same thing. And like, okay, yeah, there's some killers who are doing it better than others. The Star Eater and Surgeon, for example. They are different. They are truly different. Blah, blah, blah. But like, then there's killers like the Possessed. That's what you came up for as a rage ability? It doesn't even look good. It doesn't even look good. You put in all that effort to make rage abilities seem amazing, and they don't even look good. They look like shit. Look at the Showstoppers. Oh my god, it's a circle. It's a yellow circle on the floor. Okay, what next? All that effort just for them to look like ass. To look like a pee. A puddle of piss on the floor. Oh my god, and not even that. Doesn't Apostate have like really fucking similar effects to the False Goddess with her rage ability? They look really, really similar. God, I'm just hating now. I'm like, could I stop? Could I stop? Like, I'm hating too much. Some of these rage abilities are so unoriginal though, because like, what is the goal with them? Some characters like actually get good ones. Surgeon, again, an example. Star Eater, again, pretty good one, I would say. Android, I'm saying it's a good one, okay? I am. I'm standing on that. And then Unforgotten? What? The Banshees? What are we doing? Like, what is the thought process? What are we thinking? What are we thinking for this? Like, what was the plan? What was the plan? Was there ever a plan for how we're doing them? Or are we just throwing on random things, random slows, just to say, oh, we've done it, we care about killers. We don't want the game to be survivor-sided. Is that it? Was that the goal? The entire goal was to seem like you actually care about the killer players of your game. Because it's not working. On me, at least. It's not working on me. Because this is so boring. It's so lazy. It's lazy. I'm tired of this, to be honest. I'm really tired of it. Originally, my first, like, impressions of, like, why are these killers not coming soon, right? Was that the killers who were coming soon were going to be the killers who got massive reworks. And that made sense to me. Because a lot of these killers actually need reworks. Werewolf, for example. Like, I like Werewolf's concept. But no, because you need to use 2 abilities. And what is his rage ability going to be? The Apostate needed a big rework. The Showstopper needed a big rework. These killers aren't going to get changed, though. The Warden now needs a big rework, because he's the exact same as the False Goddess. The False Goddess is him, but better. So, what are we doing now? What are we doing? What are we going to do with it? Are we going to do anything? Are we going to do anything worthwhile? Are we going to actually change these? The Werewolf is next, and he's going to get nothing. You know what he needs? He needs a shorter cooldown, and for it to make it so you don't need to use both cooldowns to get a kill. That's what he needs, but he's not going to get that. He's going to get a rage ability, and they're going to move on. There is over double the survivors compared to killers, and killers have got so many killers who have the exact same thing going on. So many killers are the exact same as others. And like, yeah, you could say survivors like the same, but like at the same time, at the exact same time, a lot of survivors, there's a lot more unique survivors, and like, yeah, you can't do as much for survivors. Well, you can actually. You could do a lot for survivors. There's 2 survivors coming, and there was another 2, and like, we're adding more survivors when these killers need focusing on. I'm tired of it. I don't know if I'll keep making videos on Daybreak, because it's getting to a point where it's just like, are we actually playing the game? Like, okay, granted, Daybreak Remisted is definitely fun, right? But like, it could be so much better. It could be so much better. And like, you know why it is fun? Because you see the same few killers all the time. All the time. You see False Goddess a lot. I haven't played for a long time, so I've kind of got a hazy memory of it. The Rocketeer you see quite often. The Slasher you see often. Surgeon. You know what all these killers have in common? Actually kind of, apart from False Goddess, actually kind of fucking fun. These killers are actually fun. There's a reason why you don't see other killer like Host often or Principal, because they're boring. Who wants to play a boring killer? Not me. Do you want to play a boring killer? A Host isn't that boring, to be honest. The Principal is boring as fuck. How does anyone main Principal, by the way? Like, I strive to be your unbothered. Because how are you enjoying Principal? Maybe my life is just so boring that I need like a killer which actually does something. Which actually like makes me think. I'm tired of it. Yeah, I hope you yeah. Bye. No, I think that's it. Like, I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to say? Like, if you have something, just say it in the comments. Maybe you think I'm wrong. That's okay. Maybe you think I'm completely right and the smartest person on the earth. I disagree, but you know, I'd appreciate the thought. Let me loot. Oh, I love Yara. Seriously, like, Yara is genuinely the only thing which is keeping me hold on this game. Well, oh, hello, why am I there? I hope you enjoyed the video. The rant. Hopefully my mic sounds fine. I doubt it, but you know, well.